Yo guys, welcome back to another video on the most lazy channel ever made. Yeah, if you don't know, today we're playing Etoh again, and I'm gonna play the towers in order of which I like the most, starting with the ones that I like the least, and ending with the ones that I like the most. Warning, you're not gonna trust me, I have some really hot ones. So let's start with the worst one, which is not here on the psychological unsafe ones, not on the beginner towers, not on the intermediate towers. It's in advanced towers. You know which one? If you think I'm Papa Ingles, it will be tough screen punching. If you think I hate spinners, it's tough rage. But if you have common sense, it's tough stress. Now, think about this tower. It's lazy, it has boring gameplay, thin stats. Yeah, I'm saying thin stats one more time just to piss you off. And just unbalanced gameplay. Tough stress just has nothing going for it. And the revamped version is just mid-long classic gameplay. But the old version, bro, the old version was straight up bullshit. It was the definition of piece of crap, bro. And I hate this tower so much because it's just terrible gameplay. I don't really get it why people like it. I mean, okay, it's a short tower, but that makes Tower of Confusion a good tower. But then everyone would say Tower of Confusion is not good, which I mean objectively it's not good. I like it a bit, but it's kinda bad. I'm gonna have to say that. I mean, fin stats, if you're a mobile player like me, mainly I said mainly. Yeah, I'm praying for you. And if you're just playing on PlayStation or whatever console, I also have some prayers for you. Yeah, this tower is just straight up crap. And the theming, it just has nothing new introduced. It just is Ring 1's worst. So let's just go over to the next one. The second worst tower in Ring 1, which should be somewhere here. Let me search for it. Which do you think will be? I just have to guess. Pause the video and guess. And I'm choosing Tower of Anger. So, the old version of this tower was nice. It was just classic gameplay, well done. And I know it had a lot of walking, but I mean, it was just the only reason this tower was made was because Tower of Heck was the easiest tower. Yeah. So Open Tune just made some of the easiest gameplay ever. So it has a lot of walking, which okay, they didn't really know how to do good easy gameplay. A lot of people still don't know. But compared to most easy towers of the Etoh era, the old one was really nice. But then they just come out with this soulless looking revamp, which is just sorry, bro. Like, this is the most sorry revamp ever. Like, bro, what? This is just slop. The only reason you can see this is Tower of Anger revamp is just because of these glowing parts and the colors. And if you just change the colors, this could be any other modern day tower. Which is just, that's not what you want. You want a good and unforgettable experience. And yeah, this so, it's good gameplay, but it just feels soulless, you know. This, I think they just did not need to do the revamp, and they should just spend more effort on the Tower Stress revamp, which is piss and piss. I think like on the update where Tower of Rage, the only one that was like good was Tower of Rage, and I needed it a lot. Thanos Towers 1 was just, you know, unnecessary, but it's still good. So, you know, this is just the reason why this tower is here. Yeah, and I've got enough of this. So, I'm just gonna leave this. I used to love this tower, but you know, it's now just, well, so maybe tough stress go. GG. He called it free. Next up we have Tower for Simple Time. You might say, why is this so low? Because, I mean, again, this is just a kind of soulless revamp. I know I might sound like these nostalgia made ones. And I played the old Toast. And I think on the time of this tower's release time, it just was like fitting for like 3 months. Because if you're like playing the rings, you're probably not gonna go straight up to zone 1. You're just gonna play like ring 1 towers like the first 4. And you'll just think, okay, Etoh has a lot of classic towers. Which, you know, but this is just really wrong. And this was a pretty weird tower to be honest. And this tower is also, you know, quite on. It's not, it's just, you know, meh. It's like just, it just feels like unseasoned chicken, you know. I mean, the tower, the music is nice, but I mean the old one, it just had the J-tone music. Do you get it? Like, every tower of like the J-tone and K-tone era, there was like the old OST had like the same soundtrack. Like, they had Super Meat Boy music, which was from the earlier towers, with this Better Off Alone remix, and like the earlier Ring 2 towers, and you know, just the Delta Room music. And later would just have Calamity music, and would just go from the harder tower music to just music that you would see in easy towers, and then it would just go to, you know, Tower for Far gameplay. And I mean the old Toast was just pretty fitting, and I know it, but I mean Toast was like, to be honest, never good in the first place, but I prefer the old one, to be honest. It's kinda unnecessary also, this revamp. And I know tutorial towers are boring, but this just is a bad introduction to new players. They just think, oh, this is just a soulless game or some shit like that. So you know what, I'm already at floor 4, shit. I spent too much time on these first 3 towers, so let's get to the next one. The 4th worst tower. What is this guy doing? Okay. Next up we have a tower that, you know, quite infamous. And, you know, what tower is this? You might wonder. And it's actually pretty simple. And we got another beginner tower. Tower of Madness. So this tower, it was never good in the first place. I mean, the classic version was straight up cock. I would probably put this at the worst place if Tower Stress didn't exist. But this new one is nice. It's nice. I like the structuring, the building. It feels really nice, and it doesn't feel like a slob revamp. So you might wonder, why did I choose this tower? Because this is not an ordinary list. I just want you guys to know. Because actually, I have, let's go to here. You see this community feature towers? Yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet. And you might ask, say, before we go into the Tower of Infinity Gauntlet, why do you hate it? It's a good tower. And I mean, the revamp, okay, I like the old Thanos tower a lot more. But I just suck. I have a skill issue. I can't get past floor 2. And I don't know how the rest of the tower looks like. And if I just watch a video of it, I don't really get the feel of it, you know. So freaking. Yeah, and for my own sanity, I'm not gonna play this. I think Tower of Infinity Gauntlet, bro, like, what? That name is kinda ass. I'm just gonna be honest. However, next up on the list we have a tower that's gonna get me flamed, but I'm gonna get some more. So now we get it. Okay, got some water. So now we come onto the list where the things get really bad. And I don't mean like the bad towers or something, but the things that are gonna have me flamed in the comments. You can put your list on list right away in the comment section. And you know, this is probably like the most liked section of Ring 1, all the psychological unsafe ones. I mean, these towers are quite uncontroversial, and they're just objectively good, okay? But there's one tower which I just think it does not deserve the hype at all. And it's, you know, you guess it, Tokyo. Just kidding, it's Tofek. So, you might say something like, Elvis, this is the first tower ever made. Why the hell do you blame it for being bad? Or something like that. I put it at the 5th worst spot because, I mean, now we got a good boost. We went from like soulless revamp towers to some good ones. And this tower is just overrated as fuck, bro. I mean, people act like this tower is good, like really good. But the first 4 floors are just pretty bad. And floor 5 and 6 are just mediocre. Floor 7 is pretty hard for the hard tower. Wait, I'm gonna skip. Fuck. That was a nice save though. That was a nice save. You gotta admit that though. I did it. I'm so cool. So this tower has really basic OST. And the only good thing about this tower are the last 2 floors. Maybe the 3rd one. But I mean, the last 2 floors have a really nice style, which I like. But it's just, I don't like this tower because they're like these Tower of Hell girls or whatever. And you say it's really hard. And for a person who has like, you know, beaten an intense or cheese on a REM tower, you know, this is not that hard, bro. I mean, the original Tower of Hell is like medium. The only reason why it's even remotely hard is just because of the flipping insta kills. However, this tower is just, you know, mediocre, to say it. Like, you know, I just don't like it. It's just overrated as hell. So just let's continue. This video is already 13 minutes long. That's shitty. I'm gonna do it a bit faster. And next up, we're gonna have another controversial take, and that is going back here. Which one am I gonna choose? This time it's Tower of Madness. I think just Tower of Madness's revamp came out before Tower of Note, before Tony, and it just after, I mean, and it feels like it's just trying to copy that tower. Which, I mean, okay, this revamp is really nice, but it feels like Tony mixed with Tower of Madness Classic. And Tony is, you know, really hated, even though I think it's really nice. Many people hate it. So I'm just, you know, gonna put this tower here because it's just Tony but with a different frame and stuff. Yeah, and the music is also like bland. I'm sorry, but like only the last half has good music. The first half is just bland music, which is super forgettable. And I mean, floor 5 is just the autism song. Okay, that's just a stupid joke that my friend made, okay? Okay, I did not make that joke. Okay, you forget all about that joke. You know, this tower is nice and all, but the old Tower of Madness just brings us down. I mean, the people that made this, you know, Gamator and the Burbs World, this had a lot of, like, you know, potential to like make the legacy event a bit better, and it just feels like a modernized classic tower, you know. So I'm kind of bored of this tower already, so we're gonna play another tower. So we got some glitching here, cool. So now we get like to the towers which I really start to like, and we now have Tower of Rage. So you might say, why is this tower here? It's nice, but it's just my trauma with this tower. I haven't beaten it, as you might have seen. And don't call me noob, okay? Health rate just sucks. And I never wanted to grind this or something like that. That is because the old version, which was like for a long time on my playthrough of Etoh, there was just ass. I'm just not gonna pretend like it was good or anything. It was just ass. It was like I would put this at the like second worst place if this thing got revamped. The revamp is nice, but it's way harder than the old one, to be honest. Which I mean, they made a lot of bad floors really nice, but it's just way harder, to be honest. And I mean, the old tower fetch wasn't really that unbalanced too. And this tower just feels harder. It's, I think, as hard as like the OG one. But the old one just had like 2 hard floors, like 2 intense floors. And that's it. The rest were like difficult or challenging. And this tower also still unbalanced. But it just feels harder for some reason. I don't know. You know. But the revamp was a really good boost. I mean, the source material was really bad, but they cooked. Which, I mean, it's nice. It makes me smile. So we're just gonna go to the next tower, which is gonna be Tower of Keyboard Looting. So, Tower of Keyboard Looting. Many people will wonder, why is this tower so low? It's classic gameplay, well done. And it's just because I just have some really mixed opinions about it. Like one half, which is like the younger half, where that was new to Etoh and stuff. This was my first difficult. No, it was difficult various with various. But my first like tower that was fully difficult was this. And my experience was just painful, to say the least. And you know, this tower is just really painful for me. But if you're really good at the game, this tower gets really fun and enjoyable. So if you're currently on a difficult skill ceiling, you're gonna hate this tower. But if you're like intense or something, try to replay the tower. Your experience will probably be better. I used to just hate classic gameplay, but I really don't have anything to say more about it, to be honest. It's just, you know, good classic gameplay, and it's like the least changed tower, I think, of like Ring 1, which is insane, to be honest. So the next tower is gonna be pretty controversial. There's many people who like this tower, and many hate it, and you know, we have some hot ones here still left. So I'm just gonna make a countdown of which ones already sold it. Impossible expectations, laptop splitting, true skill, screen punching, killjoys, and notable infuriation. You know, 1 from like the first 3 and 3 from the last one. So next up we're gonna have the Tower of Noticeable Infuriation. So many people hate this tower. Why? Because they say it's pointless, boring and stuff. But I love this tower. Like really. This tower is really nice. I like the gameplay. And just, you know, it just feels like a classic tower, well done. Just perfected. It just, oh, what the hell? It's just really nice gameplay, and just feels like a Etoh tower, as good as like inverted colors, which I like a lot. Yeah. And that's, you know, basically my main reasons. And I also like the building. The building feels really modern, but the gameplay is classic, and it's a nice combination of both. And I think this was probably like the best thing to come out of the Legacy event, besides the Slamo plush. And you know, I just like this tower a lot. It's just fun, simple, and it just reminds me of when I was new to Etoh. I had a lot of problems with this tower, but I like this tower anyways. This just feels like a modern tower, but classic, you know, like how like the earlier zones should be. Like zone 1 to 3 should be like this, to be honest. And I mean, I would really like a lot of towers made in the style of Tony. Really, I love these towers. So if you want to make like one, this take this as your motivation. Okay? You know, this tower is just really nice build, but I'm just gonna go to the next tower because I don't want this video to be over 30 minutes long. Oh, somebody beat it instead of laptop splitting, which is good. But speaking of it, we're gonna go to this video. So, many people have this as their favorite tower, and I have a friend on Roblox which favorite tower this is. They made like a codes revamp where I helped, and like copy codes into Tower Creator Legacy where I helped, and yeah, you know, they just, you know, rebuild a lot of codes, copies and stuff. And I made like a count similar tower to that, like to the weird nostalgia. And there they had, of course, codes where I helped too. Yeah, this tower overall is just nice. It's just it's like one of the best citadels ever made. I will not exactly say it's the best, maybe in my opinion it's the best one, but objectively like speaking and stuff like that, probably like Chaos is a good one, Cohat, even though, you know, that's one too long, that's way too long, but I mean citadels are supposed to be long, so you know. And all of these were my Dreadukala, which, I mean, even though she is a controversial figure in the Etoh community, we gotta say that here was some serious cooking. I mean, this tower is just, you know, really nice. Citadel is really nice, and it was also the first one. This is one of the most creative towers in Ring 1, besides like Tower Fact, because that was like the first tower ever made. So yeah, overall it's just a nice experience of a tower. You just don't really need to like it or hate it. I actually like this tower, but I mean this citadel may get overrated by many people. However, we're just gonna wait. You know what? I'm just gonna jam fix this music. Boom, ba-dum, boom. Yeah, okay. So, what tower do we have next? The ones that are still left are Killjoys, Screen Punching, Impossible Expectations, and True Skill. And now we have Screen Punching. So, this is the best one out of the advanced towers. So, many people are gonna scream, cover their eyes with bleach, and shoot themselves. Because Tower Screen Punching is like one of the most, it's like the most hated tower in Ring 1. Which, I don't really get it. It's just Tower of Hex sequel. I know like the Oberon Tune trilogy, from like the first 3 towers, this one is the odd one. I can get that. Because I mean, okay, this one doesn't really introduce too many new client objects, not many new mechanics. And many people just clown on it for having 9 floors. But if you think about it, this is just a free challenging tower, which is nice. I mean, 9 floors, and there's a secret ending. This tower gets just really overrated. It's just overrated. That's just the point that I have. This tower's really nice and I just like it. The music is good. The classic gameplay is well done. Even though, you know, this one's like the second tower ever, so of course this one is. And I get some nostalgia because I grinded this tower for a bit. Not on PC, on mobile. And like, the experience was really fun, to be honest. So yeah. Tower screen punching just in general is a nice, well done tower. Classic tower. But next up we have the last 3 towers. Tower of Killjoys, Impossible Expectations, and True Skill. And you know what? I don't have True Skill. So we're gonna choose Tots. So Tower of True Skill. My good old Loop Fate tower. The only reason why I put this tower. This is like, I made some towers in the style of this tower. Like 2 or something. And this style is really nice. And also if you like build this in Tower Crater, you're gonna get a lot of like, if you just make like Tots, like a similar tower to Tower True Skill, you're gonna get a lot of likes, trust me. And this tower is themed around raps and also introduces purism skill, purism gameplay, which is both really nice and really creative, to be honest. Also, this was like the first tower to have like a smooth, like gradient that goes like from very bright color to like a really dark one. But my experiences with this tower brings it down a lot. But I mean, it's the 3rd best tower according to my list. So now many people will ask. They'll probably say the next one is the Impossible Expectations. It's my hardest, and I mean, I like it. I said, but no, my old favorite tower is in 2nd place. I made a video on this tower, like Tower of Impossible Expectations, and I love this tower. I love like the TOI frame, like the top of Inception frame, but it's just, you know, better, and it's just any other day of the week better than Top Inception, just be honest. And this tower just has modern and classic gameplay. It just combines both of this into just a pleasant experience. And floor 2 just, you know, brings this tower down a lot. And the second half is free, but this tower just feels really insane. And if you're playing this like on like when you're like, I remember still the days when I was a hard player, I really didn't have too much trouble with this tower, to be honest. But bro, I was stunned with some of the gameplay. And then I just came to Ring 3 and I was super disappointed. However, this tower is just insane. It just uses, it's just, if you like started playing before Purgatorio, this just teaches you so many modern mechanics, and it basically introduces you to the classic, classic towers. And I mean to modern towers. This is probably many people would, like, if you played before Purgatorio's release, this was probably like your introduction to like modern towers. Even though this is still really classic, it's just basically a modern tower. I mean, this uses like client objects that were like there since Ring 6, and that was already after the K2 era. And yeah, this tower just also has this like tower crossing section to need, which is neat. Get it? Because like need is like need, you know, like, okay, that wasn't that joke. However, this is also pretty creative, and I just think overall Tower of Killjoys is just a good tower. It's my second, it was for a long time my favorite tower, and it's like, you know, I still have a soft spot for this tower. It's just nice, I love it. Oh fuck, I kept it. However, on place 1, around the 30-minute mark, we are And oh, some guys at floor 10. Good luck, bro. Don't fail it. I failed floor 10 of thoughts 3 times, so 5 times. GG, let's go. Yeah, GG to Robot Babash. My thoughts completion was pretty bad because I oh, he beat oh my. I wanted to say like, oh my god, controversy, this guy that beat Tower Choosing, but his best one is an extreme. So let's just go to impossible expectations. A lot of people are gonna scream at the top of their lungs, gonna call me an idiot or whatever. But this tower is just perfection. I know the first path is for some crap, but I don't actually mind it. But floor 6 to 10 are some of the best floors in Ring 1. Even though they're really hard, this is just a tower overall. This is just classic gameplay done in perfection. You should just, this is the tower which you should just copy if you want to make a Ring 1 style tower. This is just what you should do. Make 2IE styled gameplay. You know, this tower is also so important for the kit. You don't know. You know, many people just said, okay, spinners, falling platforms and stuff were all introduced in tower fake and screen punching. You don't really need the things. You need them. These wobbly platforms were introduced. Heavy cubic usage, like good tight ropes. Okay, no, they were already in screen punching, but this was also one of the first tower to have some design. Yeah, this just showed you that you could also make some decoration to towers. Even though, you know, the healing is a bit annoying, I just love it because I have a heal item new. Yeah, this tower is just, you know, really nice. And I know it's a bit tightrope heavy, but okay, bro, who cares? Even though this is mostly just client object based, this has some sections which are purist, and these are really good. Trust me, bro. This tower also introduced moving platforms, spinning curb breaks, and you know, this is like the design I was talking about. This also used to have an alternative route, but this wasn't recently, I think. This tower is just so creative. It's just one of a kind. I think there will never be a tower like this. Never again. Because the Etoh community was really small at the time. Like a few, like I'm talking like maybe like 50 people or something. And like this tower was so hyped on because many people just couldn't do tough ahead. It was pretty impressive to do that tower. Fuck. Oh my god, I am that bad. Yeah, but then tower screen punching, like, oh, only a few people could do this. This was for like one of the most skilled hobbyists. And then this tower came out, crushing everything. Nobody has seen gameplay like this before. This is just, you know, like some insanely hard gameplay. People couldn't even get past the first floor. This tower was so hyped, and then it near got to that one thrust on floor 10 and everybody just screamed. So yeah, this tower is just one of my favorite towers ever made. And I mean, objectively, okay, this is not good, but I said this is gonna have some bad takes and stuff. And overall, this tower is just really nice. And another thing, why this tower might be one of the most important things, collab. Yeah, this was the first ever collab tower, which meant that like collab towers wouldn't exist at all without this tower. Yeah. Okay, maybe that would, but they would just come out really late. And we would just have like towers by a single person of like the first 5 areas or something. And a lot of towers wouldn't exist without collabs. And you know, this just shows you that you can put different gameplay styles into one tower. With just over and torture methods of tightrope spamming and kill breaks. Or awesome cool poop with the Forgotten Ridge lobby. And you know, this tower just was made when there were only 3 people working. So you know what? Yeah. This is just what I wanted to say about this video. That's just every one tower ranked. And yet, I wouldn't really rank because it's not a tower. And you might say, but because it's Osiris. But I mean, like, where the fuck do I put need? Like, okay. It's just limit. I'll put it like, I don't know, between a top pick or something like that. Like, around keyboard YouTubers. Go away from me, bro. Go away from me, bro. No. However, yeah, thanks for watching. I'm sorry that this video was really long. But yeah, I'm gonna probably put like in the description my rankings. And yeah, put your own rankings in the comments because I'm interested. But if you put Tough Stress on place 1, just know that I'm gonna be today visiting you when you're sleeping in bed, and I'm gonna torture you. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and like. And if this video is successful, I will make a part 2. Yeah, and bye. This is probably like, I'm not gonna edit this video, okay? Bye.